Do you want to get inside the mind of one of the hosts from Twist, the Weekend Sports Talk? Well, here's your chance with another episode of Mike on the Mic. What's going on, everybody? It's your host, Mike Reeves of Mike on the Mic. This is a spin-off show from our showcase show, Twist, the Week in Sports Talk. A little call to action. You can find me on Twitter at RTF Mike on the Mic. You can find this show at rtfsportsnetwork.com. And like I said, our flagship show is Twist, the Week in Sports Talk. So we're going to kick it off with some sports stories showcase. Newest one in the news right now. Bubba Wallace's garage at Talladega had a noose in it. Things are starting to get ridiculous, man. NASCAR came out last week and said that they were going to get rid of the Confederate flag. And with a sport with a bunch of hillbillies in it, of course, they snuck in all of their Confederate flags. There was a plane that flew by that had a Confederate flag attached to the banner. I didn't know drunken hillbillies could fly planes, let alone pay for a banner to fly by a national sporting event. But things are getting ridiculous in NASCAR. They're getting ridiculous in America. You know, we go from this COVID to the death of George Floyd, which God rest his soul. At least he didn't die in vain. America's starting to hashtag stay woke about what's really going on. And whether it's taking down statues or flags or whatever the case is, people aren't standing for the ways that things, used to be. But then we have NASCAR, who's putting nooses in the garage of an African-American driver who it's a damn shame. So I hope things can get better on that front and just in general in America. Speaking of idiots, Brett Favre, this is Green Bay Packer Brett Favre, not Minnesota Viking Brett Favre, thinks Colin Kaepernick will be lauded as a hero like Pat Tillman. His quotes, I can only think of right off the top of my head, Pat Tillman's another guy who did something similar, and we regard him as a hero. Pat Tillman died for his country. He went, I don't know if it was the Army or the Marines, I don't want to botch it, but he went and served the country. Colin Kaepernick is not Pat Tillman. He's not a hero. Does he stand up for what he believes in? Absolutely. But to put them in the same sentence is just stick to Wranglers, Brett. Good God. The MLB Players Association wants more than 60 games at full prorated pay from MLB owners. I don't know what's worse, not having sports or hanging it in the balance. Oh, we're trying to get this by. We're trying to do that. I would just rather him tell me there's not going to be a season than continue to go down the path of this and that and the other, and basically the owners and the players going back and forth. And, we have a new CBA lined up. So I really think that the owners are trying to, strong hand them and make them kind of go to their will for next season when they actually have to do something and come to terms. If they were smart, they would just get into an agreements now, get some baseball going. So next season, when the CBA does come into effect, the owners can be like, look, we got you guys playing. We got you out there. Let's negotiate fairly and try to get this done. We are a live interactive show, and Pat Tillman was an Army Ranger, a.k.a. Badass. So again, Green Bay Greg, you call your boy Brett Favre, you tell him to shut the hell up. The NBA Disney bubble rules. So the NBA came out with their safety protocols while playing at Walt Disney World. Now, this is another one. There's so much stuff surrounding the return of the NBA that we're not even sure it's coming back or not. So they came out, said they're coming, said they're playing, and yet we still have no idea. So some of the rules are obviously, clear and concise, while other ones are a little crazy. So we'll go. So spitting or clearing their nose on the court. That's a big no-no. You can't do that. No blowing your nose on the court, LeBron. Wiping the ball with their jersey. Okay. Licking hands and touching other items such as shoes or the basketball. So don't lick yourself and dribble the basketball. That's against the rules. Playing with or unnecessarily touching their mouth guard and other items. So Steph Curry, luckily he's hurt. They're not in the playoffs. I don't think we'll have to worry about that. Individuals must shower in their individual hotel rooms. Showers will not be available at the Wide World of Sports complex. Now, this one to me is the most disgusting. So you get done with a full game, you're nasty, you're sweaty, and you got to wait to get back to your hotel to shower? Okay, I don't know about all that. According to The Athletic, players will be allowed to attend other teams' games. Now, this I think will be interesting. There will be no fans in the stands, but then the Lakers can show up for a 76ers game and heckle Ben Simmons for the mere fact that he doesn't know how to shoot. So I do like that. I think that'll be kind of fun. Going over to the NFL, Dr. Fauci, which is basically he's the doctor that shut America down. So he's well loved. Football may not happen this year unless NFL athletes live in a bubble. So Fauci's the director of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases. I'm really surprised he still has that. I wouldn't make him my director. Maybe the like The Office, the assistant to the assistant of the director. So really there's no liability there. Due to the coronavirus pandemic, football teams likely would need to mirror the NBA and MLS for creating closed communities. Now, we did talk about this on our show Twist on Saturday. Honestly, we came to the conclusion that the NFL is going to take one main test at the beginning of the season, and then that will be it. There will be no testing in the NFL. The NFL is too big, and they don't really care. So, Dr. Fauci, we don't need to live in a bubble because we won't be testing our players. There will be a full season and no shenanigans. Staying in football, Josh Gordon relapsed after brother's death. He has applied for reinstatement. He's trying to play again. Gordon's attorney, he offered an explanation. Josh had a lapse because of his brother's death. But since that time, he has realized how important it is for him to take the right steps, do what's proper, and understand how to manage these issues. How many steps is he going to need to take? Here's a couple steps for you. They're called the 12 steps. You need to figure it out because I'm sick of hearing your name when it comes to this. You need to figure it out. Just ban him again. He's been a hell of a player, and I like him. I enjoy him. I love football, but making excuses for him. Yeah, people die and it sucks. But you have a job and you've gotten in trouble, 4 or 5 times for not being able to, put down the pipe? Oh, God. Well, that is going to be it for our sports show showcase. Now we're going to keep it a little local. Mike on the Mic is located in Minnesota, the best state in the entire country, world. Best sports teams. It's phenomenal. So we're going to keep it local. Miguel Sano. This dude can't keep out of trouble. He reportedly accused of assault and kidnapping. Oh, man. I think it was rape or something a couple of years ago. The MLB player stated he has nothing to do with the allegation of asking for $175,000 US. He claimed blackmail because his brother was sexually assaulted. Man, Miguel, you're a hell of a player. Why don't you just stay out of the Dominican Republic? Come back home. Come to Minnesota. We'll take care of you here, man. Because every time you leave the country, you seem to get in trouble. So we'd like you home. That is that. Now, this is great. Inside WNBA legend Maya Moore's extraordinary quest for justice. This is a PSA to Kyrie Irving. Okay? I need you to listen. Dwight Howard, listen. On February 5th, 2019, Maya Moore said she'd be sitting out the season. She was in her prime. Now, you got to hear this. At 29, she'd already won 4 WNBA championships, a league MVP award. 2011, WNBA Rookie of the Year. She was a 6-time WNBA All-Star and a 5-time All-WNBA first-team honoree. 3 consecutive championships with her clubs in China. I'm going to botch this. Shangji Flame, as well as a EuroLeague championship with Russian powerhouse Yekaterinburg. She'd won 2 gold medals for Team USA, and in college at Connecticut, she'd won 2 national championships and was a 4-time consensus All-American and the only woman in college history to win the Wade Trophy 3 times. So basically, she's sitting out. Yes, I'm saying it is equivalent to Jordan retiring in 93. So she saw a case of a man that she thought was innocent. And she said, look, basketball is my love, but this isn't right. And I'm going to go fight for it. So Kyrie and all those people who don't think that you should go play basketball right now, then don't. Just don't. You want to go fight for something? Go fight for it. But everybody else is going to go play basketball. You know, players like LeBron James who actually do something for their inner cities and for the kids and the African-American community outside of basketball have rose up and said, look, we're playing. I'm playing. And people stand behind him. You know, I get that there's a time that we need to go out and we need to do stuff and we need to protest and we need to defend what we believe in. And that's 100% okay. Because I do that. I'm critical of a lot of things in this world. But you know what? I have to show up to work and I have to do my job. And outside of that, I can do whatever the hell I want, which is why I have my own show. I can talk about whatever the hell I want. I don't need Greg in my ear talking about Green Bay shit and snooze. So take a page out of Maya Moore. It's commendable. You know, she's fighting for this guy's justice, for his freedom, because she believes he's innocent. So she dropped the game that she's, you know, easily one of the best ever at in her sport to fight for something that she actually believes in. So let's stick with basketball. Even the Target Center, who share with the links. I want to do a deep dive on the Minnesota Timberwolves and why we should root for the Nets if we actually get some playing here. So Minnesota, we hold the right to Brooklyn's first-round pick. So we need them to make the playoffs. Make the playoffs, because if you do, we're going to get the 15th or 16th pick. So I have 3 players that I broke down that I think would be a great fit for the Minnesota Timberwolves right around 15 or 16. I don't have 3. I lied. I have 1. One main one. Okay, that's all that matters. Patrick Williams, Florida State. He's 18. He's 6'8". NBA comparison, the Claw. Kawhi Leonard, for you non-basketball fans. He's a champ. So a little breakdown of Patty Williams, ACC Sixth Man of the Year. He's one of the youngest prospects in the draft, and he could end up being the best overall player. 6'8", big dude. Anytime he's referred to as Kawhi Leonard, you know, you got to swing big if you're the Wolves. We got to take a big chance. We need somebody at 15 or 16 who could end up being 3 years down the road. Patrick Williams, best guy in the whole draft. Because we don't have any money. We don't have shit to do. So we need to hit on these 2 picks. We also own the 33rd pick in the second round. So we're going to see what Gerson Rosas has to do. You got to respect the fact that he came in from the Houston Rockets, said he's going to take a look around. I'm going to open the cupboards. I'm going to see what you got. And you know what he found? He found a bunch of beans and corn and a bunch of shit that was expired. Time to go. Got to throw it out. Out of the 15 players on the Timberwolves, he got rid of 13 of them. He kept Josh Okogie and Karl Anthony Towns. 13 of the 15. Hasta luego! You're out of here. You know, we finally got D'Angelo Russell. We're making moves here in Minnesota. You know, you got Karl Anthony Towns' best friend and you brought him on. So Gerson, whether these moves work out or not, he's actually making them and he's trying to mold his Wolves into his things. You know, Thibodeau wanted Butler, Thibodeau's guy. We got to have him, but he was toxic. You know, Jimmy Butler's proven. He went to the 76ers, who have Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons, Tobias Harris. I mean, you put those 4 dudes together and you can't win. And then he left. So at least Gerson Rosas has a plan. He's following it. And we're going with it. You know, I'm all about it. Trust the Rosas. So what should we do in the lottery? We're one of 3 teams that have a 14% chance at number 1. We're in win now mode with the big cat. Meow. And D'Angelo Russell. So my pick, the boys know it from Twist, is LaMelo Ball. 6'8" point guard. This dude's going to be in the league for a long time, regardless of his shot. He's one of the crispiest passers to come out of the draft in a very, very long time. So the Timberwolves had an offensive rating of 114.9 that ranked them in the 88th percentile last year. Obviously, we know Karl and D'Angelo, you know, they can ball, but they can't play a lick of defense. Nothing. So let's just bring in a guy who can play some more. You know, I don't care. Let's score, outscore. We're not playing defense. Our key players can't play it. Let's keep keeping it local. Utah's Both Gok transfers home to Minnesota. Yeah, buddy. Gok announced his move on Twitter a week ago. The Gophers confirmed the addition. Well, thank God they confirmed it. He's out there tweeting it. So he's a Minnesota native, helped lead his high school to the Class 3A state championship back in 2017. Booth Gotch is how it's pronounced. Booth. Like father, like son. Corbin Lasina, old Vike. His son, Jake Lasina, undrafted free agent, going to come join the squad. I remember Corbin, barely. I think I was drank pretty heavy back then, but I remember him, you know. So keeping it local, little national, little local. We're a sports heavy show here at Mike on the Mic, but I do always got to give you a little TV show breakdown. During the pandemic, I had a lot of time to Netflix and chill. Little Hulu, little Netflix. So this one premiered in its 3rd season last night. Kind of pisses me off I don't have this channel. I'm going to have to go to my parents' house and binge it, but it's Yellowstone. Oscar and Emmy winner Kevin Costner is the marquee attraction of this ensemble cast in this drama series. John Sutton, he operates in a corrupt world where politicians are compromised by influential oil and lumber corporations. Dutton's property is a constant conflict with those it borders. So basically, this is just a cowboys and Native Americans, to be politically correct. So this aired a couple years ago. Like I said, season 3 premiere was yesterday. Some scores for you before I give you mine. IMDb 8.4 out of 10. Rotten Tomatoes bullshit 69%. TV.com 9.1 out of 10. On Google, 94% liked this TV show. My score is going to be a 9.2. This is on the Paramount Network, so not everybody has it, which is kind of bullshit. But it airs at like 9 o'clock. And once in a while, you're going to see some tits and ass, which is nice for cable, if you ask me. So I'm cool with that. Like I said, it's not just sports at the end of the show. We like to end light. So we're going to do a little spotlight. This week, it's going to be the Twix Cookies and Cream. Now, if you're listening on the podcast platforms across the country or on rtfsportsnetwork.com, you can't see it. It's a Twix, but it's cookies and cream on the inside. So we're just going to take a little bite. I'm going to tell you how it is. Probably phenomenal. Oh, my God. Yep. Go get it. Wash that down a little coffee. I'm going to throw the rest away. Maybe give it to my old man. That's good. Twist. Cookies and cream. All right, let's end the show with a random fact. Just like each and every week, we want to have you walk away with a little knowledge. The tallest man ever recorded was American giant Robert Wadlow. Born in 1918, died in 1940. Gee, he didn't live long. He stood 8 feet, 11 inches tall. That's a tall man. Well, thank you again for tuning in, RTF Sports Network, Twist Nation, everybody listening and viewing. And we will catch you next week for an all-new episode of Mike on the Mic.